Happy people, yeah. Welcome back to the Secret Life of Ab, formerly known as YogaAnd. And today we're going to be talking about why I decided to change my name, what that means for YogaAnd, and why I'm no longer vegan, which is probably the reason why most of y'all click this video anyway. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share, do whatever you got to do to help with the growth. Y'all know what it is. So, what is the secret? Daryl, drum roll, please. No, there is no secret. That is the secret. There is no secret. So the secret is that there's no secret, right? Is that corny? That might have been corny. So why I decided to change my name? Why did I decide to change my name after all these years? And the number one reason is, as much as I love yoga because it's a part of my health journey, it's not what encompasses the main part of my journey. You know, like the main thing that I'm interested in and have been interested in for like the last 15 years is health via food and nutrition. And so I just felt like YogaAnd was kind of limiting me and limiting the knowledge and the research that I've done over these years. And I've been trying to figure out for a while now, how am I going to tap in? Like, how am I going to tap into the health sphere without me giving lectures? Because I tried it. I hated it. And I came across some girl's YouTube who was talking about symptoms she was having. And her symptoms were so similar to symptoms I had suffered with for years. And because of her YouTube, it led me into the right direction to get a diagnosis on something that left doctors, naturopaths, everyone baffled forever when it came to me, right? I just kept getting written off, which I'm going to talk about in another video. So finally I found answers, and it just was like an aha moment. I could be that for someone else. Like, instead of lecturing y'all, just see how I'm living. And if you like what you see, incorporate it and see if it works for you and your household. Also, if I'm going to be quite honest with y'all, which I plan to be on this page, right? There are months where I'm just not consistent with yoga at all. And then there are months where I am consistent, but I still don't even feel like uploading about it. And with a name like YogaAnd, you are forced to upload yoga content because that's what your following is following you for, right? If I click a yoga page, I'm going to expect yoga content. And, you know, I do have the freedom of and, but it wasn't enough freedom because through posts, if I do like a little dance or something, you know, because y'all know I love a little TikTok dance. 3 posts in, I feel like I have to upload something about yoga now because like this is just going on too long. Where's the yoga sis? So that's another reason I changed my name, which I guess brings us to what's going to happen to YogaAnd. If you follow me on Instagram, you already saw that I made a new page at _YogaAnd events. Follow me. So YogaAnd is not going anywhere. I love YogaAnd. That is, again, my first taste of entrepreneurship, my baby, right? Thought of that from the mud. I ain't have no inspiration, you know. Not throwing shots, but I'm just saying. I'm not going to let go of it. I love YogaAnd. I love the events. I'm just going to take a step back. This not going to be my main focus anymore. So that means that if I post a class, get them tickets while the tickets is getting good, because who knows when it's coming back. That's all I'm going to say about that. You know, it's just not my primary focus. However, I'm not going to completely let go. And who knows, maybe in like a year or two, I'll pick back up and I'll go crazy again with the classes. But right now, I plan to follow a pandemic-like schedule and focus more on like this stuff, you know? All right, new day, new outfit. I had to scratch the other video about my diet change because it was 11 minutes long for what? And I also want to add in a disclaimer for people who may get offended by me using the term vegan, because being a vegan is animal activism, and I was not worried about the animals when I made the choice to eliminate animal-based protein. It was completely for self-preservation. So I just wanted to add in that disclaimer and shorten this. All right, now that that's out the way, let's get into the meat and potatoes, literally. No, I'm playing. As I mentioned before or earlier in this video, I was experiencing some health issues and I wasn't sure what was going on. So nutrition research nerd mode comes out. I can research nutrition all day, every day. It's just like, I just love it. And in my research, I came across some popular master teachers that was talking about a plant-based diet being the best diet for melanated people. So I'm like, let's try it. Never did one before, never tried it before. Let's just dive right in. And I did, and at first it went really well, especially because I eliminated things like dairy, which definitely doesn't work well with my system. And I switched back and forth between a couple diets, came back to veganism, still was doing well. And then I plateaued, and then I crashed. And when I mean I'm crashed, I mean that, or when I say that I crashed, I mean that symptoms that I have on and off had came back super aggressive. I didn't understand. I'm like, I'm on this plant-based diet, and I may not be alkaline vegan, but I'm still following the alkaline grain list. What's going on? Well, what's going on was, number one, nutrition, and this is the number one reason, right? Nutrition is individual. And this is upon not only self-experimentation, but research. Nutrition is individual. As much as we would love to simplify it to a food list, there is no one-size-fit-all approach for anyone. There is completely individualized, and I do believe that everyone should get like certain tests done to see what works for them and what doesn't work for them. So that's number one. But I guess the number two reason of why I decided to become an omnivore again is because I was eating way too many grains and way too many legumes while completely plant-based. And neither thing really works well for me, especially if I got my food allergy test done and learned that I have great reactions to gluten, which I already figured, by the way. So I was eating a lot of spelt pasta. I was eating a lot of kamut. I was eating just a lot of glutinous grains, let's just say that, and wondered why I crashed. I crashed because I'm eating something that is, if you have different issues like autoimmunity and stuff, you shouldn't be eating it anyway. But I'm eating something I'm also having a reaction to, like I have an intolerance to it. So yeah, well, that's the reason. So that was the number two reason. Eating way too many grains, eating way too many legumes, both have anti-nutrients in them. Yes, you can reduce them if you do certain things. However, I don't always have time to sprout and soak and things like that. The third reason is because while I'm symptomatic, I tend to go to get tested a lot more. And I went and got a test and my iron was low, which had never happened to me before in my life. I never had low iron, ever. So that definitely was alarming. I'm like, wait, I understand that I cut out meat, but I've been eating my moss. I've been eating my sea moss. So I understand what you mean my iron is low. But thinking back, I understand like bioavailability in foods, and if you haven't digestive issues, how hard it is to absorb things from certain foods, especially plants, depending on how you cook it and stuff like that. So I probably cutting out meat, I was absorbing it well from meat, not absorbing it as well as from plants. Yeah. So that's the third reason why. And this last point is not a reason why I transitioned back into an omnivorous diet, because at this point I'd already been eating meat, but I just found it interesting. I was listening to this lecturer who was talking about plant-based diets where there isn't access to sunlight all year round, like in the north, versus plant-based diets in the tropics and the south. And his data showed that people who are in those warmer climates are healthier. They fare off better than people who do a plant-based diet in colder climates. So again, that wasn't a reason for me. I just thought that was interesting, just figured I'd share. But I still advocate for a primarily plant-based diet. I do not believe you need to eat meat every day, and I don't believe you need to eat meat every meal, but we're still primarily plant-based. I've actually considered flexitarian, although I'm trying to get away from labels altogether. But I do want to leave y'all with this one little tidbit, right? For people who are thinking about transitioning to a plant-based diet, or they're even transitioning away from a plant-based diet, my only advice to you, well, actually, maybe not my only advice. So two things. One, get a food allergy test, right? It's a game changer. Get a food allergy test. I beg everyone, get a food allergy test. See what your body is reacting to. Because you can go plant-based, it doesn't matter if you're eating things that are causing your body to constantly stay in an inflamed state, you're going to be sick. So Get a food allergy test. That's number one. But the second thing that I would recommend is don't listen to pages on social media. Oh my God. Don't listen to pages on social media unless after you look at a claim, you decide to find the science that backs it. Because although, some science is paid off science, but there's so much science by functional medicine specialists who are for real about this, like been in this nutrition game for a minute, aren't paid off, aren't getting billions by sponsors who really care, who do studies. And it conflicts a lot of information that you'll see on those popular pages. And I love some of those pages, right? I love some of the people. I love some of the teachers. But a lot of them are following outdated information from faulty books as well. So social media is a gift and a curse. You find a lot, but you also end up falling into food trends. And I do feel like that's kind of, Anyway, I don't want to go off on a tangent that has nothing to do with nothing. That was my advice. That's it. That's all I got. It ain't going to be 11 minutes. So say subscribe, like, comment, share. Thank you. Say bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.